It's Cal here, Calvin, Calvin here, and I wanted to do a quick video of what is kind of occurring right now and kind of my idea and predictions of what's beginning to happen with other people. Seems to kind of be the dealio. There's a shift that occurred, that has happened, and we're continuing to shift. But I'm seeing this collective shift, and I'm seeing it in my family members and people, a lot of people. And I don't think that everyone understands it or really fully sees it. But it's like you can see that they're noticing it, and it's like they don't even mention it to themselves. They like keep quiet about it because it's really subtle. But from my point of view, I have been going through these changes for since the middle of high school, at least. And I've always kind of been different my whole life. And as I got older, it was like I started getting energetically sensitive, and I think I started going through a shift where I started getting like upgrades and stuff when I was towards the last few years of high school. And after December 21st, 2012, after that winter solstice in the end of the Mayan calendar, it's like I went through 2 years of death where it was like a recalibration, and it was like I was getting upgrades, maybe, or yeah, I was getting like upgrades, but it was really anxious, a really fearful feeling, and at the time, and there's towards the end of those 2 years, it was like I went through this period where like it was like this disappearing energy where I was so lightheaded, I felt like I was going to disappear, and it was really intense. And then it took till about the beginning of 2015 where this thing kind of occurred in my life where it was like I died, and I can't even remember what came first. It was just one day, just everything was just like really, just like it was like God was speaking to me through everything. It was just like fear and anxiety and depression or whatever. But I mean, I had gone through so much anxiety by this point that it was just like intense, heavy anxiety, like it kind of normally had been. It was just like everything was speaking to me, and I was like, felt like I actually thought I was dead, and everyone around me was dead. And to be honest, that's probably kind of how it was or is. It's like people aren't truly living. It's like they're in purgatory and they're dead. But it was like I realized that like we're all dead. It was like I'm the only one that realizes like okay, like I need to figure out how to get everyone through out of hell, out of this void and this purgatory and into heaven. It's like I couldn't do it. They wanted to be there. And so it's like laid in bed one morning, I was gonna go to work, and it was like life was asking me to surrender and to not go to work. And I called my father, and I was like, Dad, I can't go to work today for whatever reason. I called my dad, and my father was like, I need you to go to work. And it was like God was like my father telling me to go to work, the real work, not to go to the stupid car wash. It was like go to work, and I laid in my bed, and it's just flying through this golden light tunnel. It was like I was like dying, but like this this point, like I had already gone through like this phase, and actually I think it was a month before this or a few weeks before this, and then I went through this period or this just this. It was like an hour. It only lasted for about an hour, of this specific intensity where it's just like flying through a golden light tunnel and like beings on each side, and it's like this is what happens to you when you die. And so the reason why I'm talking about this is if you haven't gone through this experience yet and you're going through these changes and this rapid evolution and this shift and this ascension and turning into pure light, into a light body, into whatever this is, it's like I feel like there's a lot of heavy upgrades that I'm going through right now, but I'm so used to it by now that like I love it. Like I love it. Like I want this to happen, and I'm thankful for it, and I have a lot of gratitude for it because it's like I've already graduated. When I flew through this golden light tunnel, it was like my graduation, and I had been initiated into the light, into this path or whatever. And I experienced God, and so ever since that moment, it was like I can't deny that life is guiding me to where I really want to be, to my highest purpose, to my highest evolution, to my highest divinity. Life is always guiding me towards that. So I can't. So when anything like negative happens in my life, I can't just like think like, oh, I'm a victim of that. No, it's like it's for a good reason, and it's getting me to where I really want to be. So, I can't deny that. But a lot of people are gonna start going through a lot of heavy downloads or shifts or a lot of not I guess not heavy energies, but like light energies. A lot of people are gonna be receiving a lot of this light energy, and it's gonna wake people up. And some people are gonna be going through these changes, and some people might have a harder time than other people. And I can't really think if I even really had a hard time going through the shifts and the changes that I've already gone through, because I don't really have much of a reference point of other people that are going through this in the world I'm in. I mean, where I'm at right now. Other than finding people online and stuff. And to be honest, I can really only think of two people that I know that are going through these changes that I've met online. I know. Well, okay, more than that, but two people that like I feel a little closer with that I know that are going through this. But I almost wonder, like, have these people gone through the intensity that I've gone through? Because, well, look at these individuals, and they're actually a little bit younger than me, so maybe I'm like a little bit ahead just because of my age on the energies that I've gone through on my own personal journey. And I feel like that I'm to come back to, like, I'm a male, I'm a guy, and specifically these individuals are women, and it's like I feel like it's my role to like play like the masculine part of assisting through, and it actually makes me feel really good to be of service to someone like that. I don't know. I feel like I kind of lost what I was trying to say there. I hope that doesn't sound weird. Uh, but I think there's a lot of wake up calls. There's a lot of rude awakenings for. I don't want to say that. I think the energies are just gonna come across people, and a lot of people are gonna have to quit their jobs or get fired, what like happened to me, or a lot of people are just gonna. Uh, there's gonna be a lot of tough experiences for some people unless they surrender to the energy and to just go through those shifts. And me, I started throat singing and doing a lot of breath work. So it was like I pushed myself, and it was scary. Some of those, like doing like the Kundalini activations with the breath work and the throat singing and toning. It's like I would like raise the Kundalini on my spine, or I don't even know if it wasn't even necessarily like that. It was just like the energy would just go so high, it would ping and it would like come back down, and it was like there was sometimes I would do this when I was driving sometimes, and this was freaking not safe, but for some reason I did this anyways. Where like one time, like my vision got just like completely white, and it was like my like chakras like merged and slid over like 2 inches, and 2 inches may not seem like a lot, but I mean like it was a lot, and it was like I almost got in a wreck. I was on like a gravel road in the middle of the desert, but like still like there like when your meridians open up, like it's kind of painful. I would do like really high pitched tones, whereas like I get the worst headache ever. It's like I'd forget everything, what everything around me was, like what my hand was and my steering wheel, and it was like I really pushed in in push the energies within myself before like I guess before now, and it seems like there's a lot of intensity right now, and it's like I've kind of created this wave within my energy, and we all are kind of creating this wave. We all are creating this wave collectively, and people that have been working with it are collectively bringing this wave of love through, and so it's like there's this intensity, and the cosmos is like reflecting it back to us as well, and so it's mm, like I don't want to say that I'm ahead of the game, because I feel like if I'm a little bit ahead, then it's just because so I can help bring people where I am at. Or see, it's not a competition, and I don't want to make it competitive. So I'm trying to find ways of wording this, because it's like we don't really have reference points for describing a lot of this stuff. It's like, it's like I've done the work, so I like earned this, so I have the gratitude. And it's available for everyone. It's just not everyone just does all the work. Because not everyone has wanted to do the work. Some people wanted to wait for other people to go before them to have someone guide them. And I'm kind of one of the forerunners that went first, and I guess it was something I probably signed up before I was born for, and didn't know I was going through this for the longest time, but kind of something inside of me was like, hey, like like you notice like the feeling, like you notice that, like I connected it with like solar flares and stuff like that, and got interested in space weather. But I'm gonna end this video and get back to just my upgrade. And there's a lot of upgrades and downloads right now, and if like people that are not working with this and are kind of resisting it, or just kind of like not really allowing themselves to go through these changes, they like the energy's gonna make them. The energy's gonna make them. It's gonna make them change what they're doing in life, just like how it did to me 2 years ago. And I'm thankful for it. And so I think it's other people are gonna go through what I went through 2 years ago, and go through this death experience that I went through, but it was actually really liberating. It felt good. So thankful that I died, because it was like now I can start living. You don't start living until you like go through this experience, and people don't realize that they're dead. And it's more like being reborn. It's like being reborn into your heart. And now for me, it's like being reborn into my higher chakras, like above my physical body, and like bringing that non-physical body, that electromagnetic body, that light body, into this, and surrendering to my higher self in the physical body, and like bringing my higher self into my physical body and integrating it is what I'm doing now. Thank you.